You're listening to The Blue Pouch with Pete and Nick. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
We are looking at the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth State of Play. Yes, we're very excited at the moment to see what's going to happen.
Only a couple of weeks away now, Pete.
Yep, lots of Japanese people talking and stuff. So let's crack on because they have already started. So we'll have to backtrack a little bit. All right, ready?
Yeah, count of three.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, go. It's for teens, Pete. It's not for Nick. It's for adults. Not for adults. I mean, teens.
Well, footage featured contain a mix of gameplay.
He wants to finish what he started and rule over the planet.
We have to help them.
You coming?
Way ahead of you.
Let's get to work.
Your favourite character, Yuffie?
Yeah.
Reclaim our world.
Don't tell him, mate. All right.
皆さんこんにちは。スクエアエニックスの北瀬
Konnichiwa,
義則です。私がシリーズ
Yoshinori.
プロデューサーを務める
I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I won't even
フ
try.
ァイナルファンタジー7リバースがついに2月29日に発売いたします。
29.
本作のストーリ
So
ー
what
は
are we?
主人公クラウド
Oh,
とその仲間たち
3
が
weeks.
宿敵であるセフィロスを追いかけ魔法都市ミッドガルの外にある
Do you think
広
that
大
they've
な世
kind
界へ
of
と足を踏み出すと
given
ころから
too
物語が
much
始まり
away?
ます。今回のステート
Would
プレイで
you
はこの
prefer
ゲームの
that
内容を
they
凝
stayed
縮
more
した最
silent?
新のトレーラーをはじめ
No,
特別なゲーム
because
紹介
most
映像を
people
ご用意しています。
have
また
most likely
重要
played
な
the
お知らせ
original.
が
I
あり
mean,
ますのでぜひ番組の
not
最後ま
everyone.
で
So
お
we
付き合
know
いくださ
kind
い。
of the areas we're going to be going to already. So I think it's okay. If it was a brand new game, like, and not a remake
Wow.
per se, then
Bring me the black materia.
okay.
The beginning of the end. The celebration of the faithful. A watershed moment for all mankind.
Hojo, the bell end.
Hey kids, sorry
He was
we're
well in
late.
line. He was. T for kicking ass. Good to see. There's Yuffie doing her combat. I know you can't wait to play as her.
What's Eris doing with shades?
You're going to pay!
She got shades on.
Yeah.
Who wants to be the first lucky lady? Hey, boss!
Oh, he's back in it. Okay, that's okay.
Oh, God.
At long last,
Okay.
returns. I refuse to be
Oh,
on
no, not
stage
him again.
a second time!
Oh, this is the crazy guy with the bike. He's in it again, is he? Okay. He's completely new to the remakes, the crazy guy with the bike. So
Fill your hollow heart with rage.
the world will be saved, but will you?
I'm back now, Aerith. I'm back.
Which version? Is this the alternate Eris?
Ask that you retrieve it.
Yeah, I think so.
Key to our oblivion. Please. It alone can liberate us from this endless dream.
Passing through.
Dream.
You.
Tifa! Whew! Hey guys! They're getting some sun too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Sailor.
Red? How do we
The
look?
fuck are you wearing, Barrett?
Wow.
I
Okay,
approve.
wow.
I approve of that.
yourself a reading!
It's gotta be hiding
You're
some
Scottish.
ginormous
Why
materia. Woohoo!
Oh, God.
Whoa! Hold this thing over right now.
You said that
No.
Sephiroth is your foe. I have a history with him.
Vincent
You wouldn't
Valentine.
believe what he can do.
Oh, card game now, huh?
Oh, good. PG's a good card game.
Wait, don't misunderstand. You'll need a way home. So when you're ready, I'll be here.
An emissary from Wutai is here,
It's Sid.
sent by Viceroy Saru.
With all this goddamn blood on my hands, How could I ever hold my daughter again?
Those we hate, those we love, those we fear. Genova would become anyone to fool her prey.
Don't do this!
But I'm no fool.
Sephiroth! Hey! No, not you.
Here, take it. This isn't about me, though. It's about saving the world. And you.
The reunion. When strife and sorrow are harvested.
That's new.
To feed the planet.
She never gives him no materia.
Okay.
Yeah, there's certainly some on 2 discs. Bloody hell. Okay.
ファイナルファンタジー7
Ooh,
リバー
love
ス
the
ディレ
top,
クターの
Naoki.
浜口直樹です。トレーラーはいかがでしたでしょうか。ここからは本作がどのようなゲームなのか、私から皆様にご紹介していきたいと思います。
Just the ending of the first one.
It could be the Gold Saucer mini games because they go to the Gold Saucer, which is going to have a bunch of mini games. In the original, it had a
I'm waiting.
Bike racing mini game.
In Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cloud and his companions triumph over destiny. Leaving the city of Midgar behind, they step out into an unfamiliar wilderness. It is here that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth begins. The stage upon which this ragtag band story unfolds is both vast and varied. The world is made up of multiple regions, all seamlessly interconnected. The Grasslands. Located due south of Midgard, this is where Cloud and the gang resume their adventure. The Junon region.
Yeah, okay. You can swim.
Where a metropolis by the same name overlooks the ocean, a symbol of Shinra's military might. The Karel region. The resort town of Costa del Sol adorns its northern shore, while the gold saucer stands as a gilded oasis above the Dust Bowl far to the south. The Gingaga region. Pay tribute to Zack while exploring his hometown, or visit what remains of the local Mako reactor.
Okay.
The Cosmo Canyon region.
Become
Cosmo
one
Canyon,
with
the
the
planet
Red
as you
13's
return to Red 13's roots. The Nibel region. Take a trip
Nibelheim,
down memory lane with Cloud and Tifa, or stop by Shinra Manor, where Vincent rests in peace. Your adventure will even extend to the high seas.
What's his name's plane or something?
There's more to do than simply walk around, however. First, let's look at world intel. Assisting Chadley with his research will deepen his understanding of the world, allowing him to
I didn't like
develop
this
new
dude.
materia.
I'm not happy to see him in this.
This
I
research
didn't like that
takes many
the way
forms,
they
such as wrangling chocobos, or playing with the
introduced
mooglets and their
the
mog stools.
summon materia.
You may also come across sanctuaries brimming with knowledge of divine entities, or lairs inhabited by fearsome, unique foes. Chadley will also enlist your help in researching mysterious artifacts known as proto-relics. Each investigation is its own side story, featuring a colorful cast of characters, exciting new minigames, and ferocious creatures. Are you up for the challenge? And once you recover all the proto-relics scattered throughout the world, there's no telling what new developments might be in store. Next, let's talk about odd jobs. These quests offer a deep dive into the regions of the world and the crazy characters who
We do
inhabit them.
apologise if there's not much talk.
As a merc,
We'll be doing
Cloud
all the
will
talk
accept
after
work
this.
from people he meets in his travels.
We're
Then
listening.
team up
We're
with
trying
his
to
pals
listen.
to
We're
solve
trying to
their
listen.
As I'm sure you guys are.
By helping those in need, he will also strengthen the bonds between him and his comrades. Each one of these odd jobs boasts a unique side story.
I hate Yuffie. Can we just not have her in it?
Borrow aspects from the original FF7, while others highlight content exclusive to Rebirth. You'll
Unfortunately,
find
she
all
does make her
sorts of
debut in a
jobs the
second
world
disc.
over.
So.
And don't worry if you leave some for later. Story progression won't affect your side hustle.
Kitties.
You can always go back to tie up
you'll
loose
like
ends.
this.
And this
Tifa's
freedom
playing
to
the piano.
experience the
Okay.
story how you want is one of Rebirth's greatest strengths.
Combo.
While some mini-games are tied to world intel and odd jobs, many are not. For example, popular ones from the Gold Saucer, such as 3D Brawler, G-Bike, and Chocobo Racing, are in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth 2. Others improve upon their Rebirth
I don't know what's
versions,
going on.
while
I'm
still
kind of
more
giggling to
are
myself
completely new
because I remember the
to
gold
Rebirth.
saucer that.
Yeah, it looks like they're going all out.
We've even fleshed out some of
For
the
the gold
mini-games that were
saucer.
featured as part of the original Final Fantasy VII's main scenario.
Yeah, this was a big part of it,
Though
going
this
through
one's not in the
the
original, I
Virginian
highly suggest you check out the
shipyards.
card game, Queen's Blood.
Is that Red 13?
No matter where
Yes,
you are in the
yes.
story,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
sure to both challenge and entertain you. Enjoy collecting all the cards and building your own unique decks.
Oh, I like a good mini game. I like a good. I mean, Gwent's still the best one. Let's be
But I
honest.
won't let that happen.
Oh, okay.
He has to be stopped by a Cetra. And I'm the last.
While mini-games and map exploration are a big part of Rebirth's charm, there's more to it than just that. Rebirth provides a cinematic experience with even higher quality content and more of it than Remake. This installment follows Cloud and company after they escape Midgard, up through to their arrival at the Forgotten Capital. We've taken painstaking care to depict how the group bonds during their journey, one that ultimately decides Aerith's fate. Once you finish Rebirth,
What?
I'm sure you'll agree
Did I
that
just
no
say that
other
correctly?
You
game
did,
makes
yeah,
you feel quite this close to its characters.
Wow. Okay, that's
As for the graphics,
that's big.
Rebirth makes
Wow.
full use of the PlayStation 5 and its
Wow.
SSD, meaning we could use much higher resolution assets than we could in Remake. And they will still load in the blink of an eye.
Did they mean to just say that, Pete?
Well,
Maintain
clearly,
a 60
yeah.
FPS frame rate with performance mode.
That's very performance mode. That's thank you. Every game should give players an
Or
option.
prioritize 4K
That's good. Thank you.
resolution with graphics mode.
I haven't got a 4K TV.
Whichever
yeah,
you
I know.
prefer. Rebirth has you covered. Each character interacts with the world in their own way. Barrett shoots objects. Yuffie swings across gaps.
She can fall into one.
Tifa has her grappling gun.
Oh, your hatred of it.
Red can climb along
She's
walls.
a dick. She's just like that bird from Mario
Kate
Zero.
Sith grabs and
Pisses me
throws
off.
items. And Aerith manipulates the light stream.
Kate Sith was.
Whatever challenges
Yeah,
you
I never
face,
used to like Kate
your
Sith.
teammates
He was
will
always
be
my worst
ready to
character.
help you overcome them. Now for the music. We wanted to pay respect to the original FF7's tracks, but also challenge ourselves by matching the feeling of each scene, which resulted in some truly innovative arrangements.
Oh,
Like, for
she's
example,
cute.
the following.
I remember that song.
How was that? If you enjoyed what you heard, we recorded well over 400 new tracks for this game, so there's plenty more where that came from.
Wow.
Thank
Okay.
you for choosing Bronco Cruise.
How many tracks did you just say?
400 apparently.
Trip with us.
Jesus.
Your party's bonds aren't just reflected in the story, but through gameplay as well.
Hi, Tifa. Nice to see both of you here today.
The choices you make throughout your adventure will change the way your comrades feel towards Cloud.
Yeah.
Focus on tweaking their skills to match your
Mate,
combat
if I was
needs.
playing this game, I would never have Yuffie in my
Don't
party.
be afraid to experiment.
Well,
you can reset your folios at any time.
The way he's talking about it is probably means you don't have to.
Good.
With new characters and synergy commands
I mean,
at your disposal.
they didn't split up
Remakes satisfying
in the second disc that I can remember,
action combat
other than
and
the end,
strategic
maybe.
planning has been made even more dynamic and engaging. We can't
Look,
wait
everybody
for you
knows
to
that it's going to
experience all
be
this
Cloud,
and more
Tifa, and
in
Aerith,
Final
right?
Fantasy
I
VII
mean-
Rebirth
I
on
mean,
PlayStation 5.
It just is that is just going to be in my group. So
本作のクリエイティブディレクターの野村哲也です。いかがだったでしょうか。広大な世界で描かれるクラウドたちの物語にどうぞご期待ください。
yes, I did quite enjoy it because I
最
think
後
you
にな
just
りました
spoiled
が、皆様に重要なお知らせ
maybe
があります。
realizing you did spoil
本
something,
日より
which
ファイナルファンタジー7リバースを先行してプレイしていただける体験版を
demo
配信いた
available
します。
today.
この体験版では物語の重要なポイントとなるミドルフェイム事件が収録されており、クラウドやセフィロスを操作することができます。
I don't know, I might not.
さらに今回の体験版で
I might just,
は発売までの間にアップデートが入り、ジュノンエリアの
play
一
it,
部
you
を
know,
探索
play
で
the
き
whole
る追
thing
加
when
デ
it
モ
comes
が
out.
開放されます。本作の特徴である自由度の高いエリア探索を体験してください。詳細な情報は公式サイトや SNS をご確認ください。ぜひこの豪華な体験版をお楽しみいただきつつ、本作の発売をお待ちください。
We've been ready for months, mate. I think I may have to redo our intro.
Yeah. We've both just been watching, unfortunately.
Well, I think we were both suitably speechless there. Okay.
Well, we knew it wasn't going to be long. It is just a small one, just for that one game.
All right, so why don't you want to kick things off?
Well, I think
why don't you kick things off, rather?
Well, I think the big thing, we both heard it. They couldn't have put it any more bluntly. So obviously, you know, they wanted it to come out, and they've kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit by saying that you do have control over spoilers. In case nobody's played the original game, there's a little spoiler warning. Okay. Obviously, Aerith's death. Now, they didn't go into detail because, of course, they're not going to. But the fact that you actually have a say in it, we didn't know. We thought that you might do because it made sense to do that. And that's confirmation that you can influence that. We don't know to what degree, granted, but there is a way to influence it regarding this bonding system. So I don't know if it's as simple as you just be nice to Aerith the whole way through and she lives. I'd imagine it's probably a little bit more complicated because I still reckon somebody bites the bullet. And I said this in our other discussions. And it could be as simple as, it sounds funny, doesn't it? But maybe there's 2 or 3 people who can perhaps bite the bullet in that. And maybe the default is Aerith, but maybe depending on how you treat certain characters in the game may determine who is the one who bites the bullet. Because I still think somebody's going down. I still think that is going to happen. But maybe you can influence it that it isn't Aerith who actually is the one who goes down. That's kind of what I'm taking from it. regarding the whole bonding system, that's going to play, as the guy said. The guy said you can influence Aerith's ultimate fate. So she doesn't die, but as I said like months ago, that I think there's a good chance that Tifa could also go. I think it's one of those two still, but that's what I think.
I mean, like, who else other than Aerith is important?
Barrett is a little bit of the third choice. It's different because obviously there's not going to be a romantic interest in Barrett from Cloud, because obviously any gay people who are listening to us, it's just that's the story. The story is Cloud is not, he's not, is he? So from a romantic position, it's only going to be Aerith or Tifa. That is the love triangle and still is.
But does it have to be a romantic partner though? I mean, like, who else is important?
That's why I'm thinking Barrett can be the only one, because Yuffie is not going to be important. She's much more of a comedy character. And in the game, the original game, she was a side character who ultimately could be missed, and if you missed her, it didn't change the story. Now, I don't think they're doing it. I think you will. I think she is a permanent member. She's not going to be optional in this game. It certainly doesn't seem that way. So, but her character was never close enough to Cloud. This is going on the base game, the original, and Kate Sith again, a little bit of a kind of comedy character. Again, not important enough in the story, to be honest with you, to also get that kind of reaction. So it's Tifa or Aerith, and then a little bit of distance. And I think if Barrett died, considering he's got the little girl, I think that can be quite powerful, because he's got the little girl, and to have her kind of father or father figure, because obviously he's her adopted father. But that could be quite emotional. The only reason why I'm not sure about the Barrett thing is because they kind of teased that in the end of the first game, when Sephiroth kills Barrett at the first game.
Yeah.
And then the dream things bring him back to life, don't they? So I don't know. I still think it's between Tifa and Aerith. But the fact that they mentioned that you can influence it, they didn't flat out say you can stop her dying. They didn't actually say that, and I suppose that has to be taken into account.
But they're just as good as.
It looks like it, yeah. If it turns out that you can influence maybe how she dies, and the fact that she doesn't die, I think everyone's going to be a little upset with Square if that's what it ends up being, because they've jerked us around a little bit by giving us false hope, and I don't think you really want to do that to the player base. So
yeah, if they did do it, that
would piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, definitely. If they gave us that impression and it's inevitable, then fuck you.
And
basically.
As well as IDP, this has all been rehearsed. They knew exactly what they're saying. So they said it. They wanted to tell people that they could influence Aerith's death. But that's what they've more or less just confirmed there. That's why that's a massive takeaway from it. And you do wonder, should they have done that? There's a question there, isn't there? It's like, should they have done that?
Well, this is what I was saying earlier on, is like, do you think it's a mistake that they're, giving away so much? Because I don't know, maybe it is a mistake. I don't know.
But that's why I'm wondering if you have to look at the wording, that they didn't technically, they didn't say that she could be. Technically, they didn't say that she can't, that she can still live. Though they did everything but say it. But if they want to fall back on this, they can turn and say, well, we never actually said that she could be saved, just that maybe, she won't die in the same way. It's shit. If they do that, that's really out of order. But
even so, we said that even if this Aerith dies, there's another Aerith. So
and that could come into it. It could end up being basically, if there is two of them, which it looks like there are, that maybe one of them does have to die, and it's kind of like, okay, so most people are probably going to choose the one who's with Cloud. Even though I know that Zach has his fans, but I think most people are probably going to say, "No, we'll have our one live." Sorry, love. If that's what it does actually come down to, is that one of them does have to die, but you can influence which one it is, which could be exactly what it is that one of them does have to die, but your actions means that you kind of choose. They're not directly you're not going to have both of them lined up sitting there and saying, okay, kill that one. It won't work that way, because you'd think Cloud would be like, no, Cloud will want to save them both, assuming that he is told that there's both. We don't know if he will. Assuming he knows that there's two of them, he will obviously want to save both of them because he's a good dude.
Well, yeah, I'd want to save both of them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, that's for other reasons, Pete. Yeah. So maybe that's what they mean. I still think the whole Tifa thing. You saw a little bit of a clip there where Cloud was going towards Tifa aggressively. I think that's a part of the original game, and this is a recreation of when Cloud kind of starts being physically influenced by Sephiroth and goes a little bit crazy. I think that's what that scene was, but I can't say for sure, obviously.
Or it's something to do with the other universe or parallel universe, whatever is going on. But I mean, all that set aside, is there anything that you're worried about, judging by what we've just seen?
The world map looks to me very similar to how they did the world map in Final Fantasy X, which I liked, but it was still quite a linear game. So it looks like there is a world map, but it doesn't look like you move around in the world map, more like there's...
it looks like there's certain areas which are locked off.
Adjoining areas, yeah. And that once you complete the area, so to speak, you can most likely fast travel to it. I don't think it's going to be a world map. I could be wrong. It doesn't look like it's a world map in the same way that the original game was. It reminds me more, like I say, it reminds me a lot of what they did in Final Fantasy X and the way that world map kind of worked. It looks like that to me, but I could be wrong. I like the fact that that you can kind of choose all the characters, because what I thought they might do, and I didn't think it would make sense, is now that you're going to have 6 playable characters, if you include the original 4, and then you've got Red 13, that's 5. You're going to have Kate Sith, that's 6, and then Yoffie. So you are actually going to have 7 characters. And I thought to myself, well, they're only going to still let you have a party of 3. So how is that going to work? Are they going to split the groups up all the time and find excuses like they kind of did in the first game to split the groups up all the time? And it turns out that they're not. They're going to actually say no, as in the original, all the party members are going to be there, but you actually can choose which 3 are going to be in the battles. And it looks like the reserve 4, your reserve 4 characters are going to be kind of joining in on attacks based on this whole bond thing. Maybe I've read that wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. So, and also, if you looked at some of the level up screens, it said party levels, which was I saw that. And it said players gained 100 party XP, which suggests to me is that obviously that means that that party XP is the XP that goes to your characters who you're not controlling. You pick your 3 characters, and what will be interesting is if you can actually change characters mid-combat. I don't know. Rather than, if you start with Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith, which is probably going to be my starting 3, and if I want to take Tifa out or Aerith out and bring in Barrett for long range, can I do that mid-combat? Can I do that mid-combat?
I wouldn't have thought so, to be honest. I think that's probably asking for a bit much.
Maybe.
But what about that scene where Aerith hands Cloud her white materia?
That is a completely new scene. Nothing like that happened in the original game that I can remember. Granted, folks, I did play it a lot, but we are talking about a game that I probably haven't played properly in over 10 years, to be honest. Yeah. So I don't think I'm forgetting that. I don't remember her ever handing him Holy. Whether or not that could be a dream sequence, maybe, because there is a dream sequence that happens after Aerith runs off to the Cetra's kind of hidden temple place, or whatever it's called, and it's actually the last time Cloud actually kind of communicates with Aerith is in a dream. So whether or not it's something there, I don't know. that stuff I think we have to assume is probably all going to be different now, especially if you can influence it. So whether or not she still runs off, I don't know. Maybe she does. Maybe the only difference will be is if Sephiroth comes down and slices her, or if he comes down and slices somebody else. I don't know.
Could you think it could be Red 13? Because he was the only other guy sort of like incarcerated where Hojo was at the Shinra building.
Well, Red 13 actually ends up being quite an important party member. His relationship with the whole Cosmo Canyon people, and I can't remember the name of the kind of doctor there. The doctor there, he kind of explains about the lifeblood and the planet, and explains how that stuff all works. Was quite an important part. I still don't think that he. I think if they were going to make it a third character, I still think it would be one of the original. Yeah. I mean, if they opened it up to everybody, and it would be interesting if they did something like this. Like you've got the bond system, right? And a little bit like, do you remember the Mass Effect 2 suicide mission? Yeah. So it's like so you've got these 5 or 6 characters, and the one that you've got the worst bond with is the one Sephiroth kills at the end. I don't think they'll do that, because I don't think they'll then include Yuffie or Kate Sith, because I just don't think they're important enough characters in the scheme of things. But you can put Barrett into that, and I think Red 13 is an important enough character. And the one out of those 4, imagine if they did this, Pete, the one you've got the worst bond with is the one Sephiroth slices and kills at the end.
Bye, Yuffie.
No, that's what I mean. They couldn't include her or Kate Sith because they're not important enough. It'd have to be between Red 13, Barrett, Tifa, and Aerith. Sorry, Barrett, mate.
What's to stop them from killing off multiple people, though? You know, what's to stop Sephiroth from just sort of running through and slicing like 3 people?
Nothing really. The only thing I'd say is that we spoke about this a little bit when we did our review of the first game, that the more changes they make in this game, the more work is ahead for them in the next game. Because this is all going to happen, folks, this is all going to happen right. This will be probably the last thing that happens in the game, right? Based on the way they're doing these games. Because the end of the second disc pretty much is Aerith's death in the original. So this is all going to be some of the last shit that happens in this game. But the more they change, unfortunately, the more options they give you, so to speak, the more work is in it for them in the next game. Yeah. And don't call me cynical. I'm skeptic. I'm not cynical, right? They're not going to do that much. 1 or 2. I think there'll be 1 or 2 different choices. Maybe 3 max, but then I don't think they're not going to have like 5 or 6. That's so much work for them to do in the next game. More or less making 5 or 6 different, not completely different games, but big differences.
Yeah.
And you see them really, I mean, I know they're a big studio, but there's going to be limits. I think there'll be 3 choices. I don't know what they'll be exactly. I can think of 2, but I don't know what the third will be.
Well, we'll find out in 3 weeks.
What about you, Pete? I know that you won't be playing it when it comes out, will you?
No, I am sort of slightly sad about it, but it doesn't justify me spending
no.
hundreds of pounds on just one game. But as I mentioned before, I'll be watching Maximilian Dude play it, and
he's a passionate guy about it, so you'll get a good reactions from him
for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to him playing it because he, as you said, he gets so excited and stuff like that. Yeah. So I am keen to know what he thinks of this video and his thoughts on that. So I'll be watching that when he releases it. But I mean, I'm excited for it. I want it to succeed. I want it to be good. I don't want Aerith to die.
I think that you can do something that certainly one of them will survive. I don't know if both will, but one of them will. I'm pretty much. I'm like 95% sure now that at least one of them will live.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad at all if Yuffie went. She's a total idiot.
Yeah,
Sorry
that's what I mean. But that's what I
any-
mean, because she's a total idiot. It's like, well, she's dead, all right. Who cares? It's like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, there's no impact at all. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, great visuals, great.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be just really good looking. It's going to sound really great, and the whole experience is going to be quadruple A, let alone triple A. So
and a big shout out also, like I said, with Sony, Square Enix giving us a performance option for those of us who do want it to run better than, that's me. And there's others like me. There's others who will prefer the graphical option. Probably depends on your hardware of your television as well. So because my TV's on the older side, it's like, no, I'll choose performance anyway.
Yeah.
So
you
I
want
like
those delicious 60 frames per second.
Yeah, I am kind of a bit anal for it, I can't lie. But no, there's no reason why every game can't do that, and not enough of them do. So to see this one doing it, I'm very happy about. I wish other games, like I say, we should follow suit. Give people, the more choices we get, bruv, the better it is.
Exactly. And I think we're probably going to leave it there, unless there's something else you want to bring up.
Not really. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think it's generally good news for you and me who were, well, at least I know that it's one of the reasons why I delayed my playthrough of the original game, is because I was a little bit reluctant to live through that stuff that affected me a lot as a kid. As sappy as it might sound for some, it did. And I was a little bit hesitant.
I was trying to convince you because I didn't want to tell you right off the bat that there's a chance that she won't die now.
And I think, as we said at the time, like the whole fact that they're actually changing the whole things of destinies, what they're really saying is, no, you can change Aerys's fate. That's kind of, I'm not saying it's the whole point of it, because there will be other stuff it changes, and that will be important. I'm not saying it's just about Aerys, but that is the biggest reason why I think they took this. Oh, we're going to tell us this is a reimagining. You can change people's fates, because we all know that everybody else kind of ended up okay, other than Aerys. She was the one who sacrificed herself.
Yeah.
So it was kind of all about that, and that was the whole point. So.
Yeah, well, good luck, Aerith. I hope it all works out. I hope you don't
One
die.
more thing, Pete. What did you think of the mini games? There was a lot of them, which there is at the Gold Saucer. So I was expecting quite a few when you get to the Gold Saucer. What did you think of any of them? Frog racing, card game?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, whatever sort of immerses you further into the game is absolutely fine by me.
Gwent,
I mean,
we both like Gwent. That's probably the best example of a card game, Gwent. So.
Yeah. No, I like the look of it, and I know that people are going to be spending a lot of time at the Gold Saucer, fast traveling back there and stuff.
Playing the games, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really know for sure how many games there are going to be, but I like the look of it. Yeah. I mean, like from the chocobo racing to the card game to the, as you said, the frog racing thing and the low polygon fighting stuff.
The Lego Final Fantasy characters, yeah, all right.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a really, really cool title. And I mean, I can't wait to watch it. And
I mean, it'll come on PC eventually, Pete. Just might take a year or so.
Yeah, I mean, like, it'll be way too late for me. I mean, like, I adore these types of games, but I mean, like, once I've seen it,
then you won't. Yeah, I understand.
I don't really want to play it after I've seen it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I do get it. I get it. Yeah, I do.
Unless I get a lobotomy or like a memory wipe,
and you forget about it.
Yeah. All right, guys, what did you think? Let us know. Sensible comments, please, because we've we've had a few really weird ones. I've worked out what the EDI thing meant, by the way, but we'll talk about that after the cast.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. We'll see you on the next show. Until then, take care of yourselves.
Take care.